I was then approached and promoted to become the Deputy Provincial Commissioner of Gauteng, responsible for the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, which is the DPCI in Gauteng. And then members will realize that it is at a time when the management of the South African Police Service decided to bring General Petros from Western Cape, who was doing well here in the Western Cape. They sent him to Gauteng because Gauteng was under pressure. When you look at the provinces, Western Cape was always #1, but Gauteng was #9 in terms of the crime fighting. As you fight crime, you check on the provinces which one is doing well and which one is not, is really suffering. General Petros was taken to Gauteng, and then I was part of the team of General Petros, which changed the whole scene in Gauteng in such a way that Gauteng became #1, no longer #9. I was there also with General Petros running the DPCI in Gauteng. And members and Chair, it is at that point in time when I was approached to conduct an investigation on the former Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence, General Richard Mdluli. And I put the team together that were running the investigation, leading to the arrest of Richard Mdluli. And it is at that point in time that I actually made a lot of enemies within crime intelligence sector. Many cases were opened against me, and to an extent that even when they brought in General Ntlameza, who was to take over from General Mdluli, he immediately suspended me, immediately charged me for fraud and corruption on fraudulent kilometer claim, including the illegal rendition of the Zimbabweans. I was charged for the illegal rendition of the Zimbabwean. And when you look at the people who actually were involved in the arresting of those Zimbabweans, all of those people who were arrested by crime intelligence. And crime intelligence were even given or awarded letters of commendation, but I'm the one who was charged for illegal rendition. I got charged for fraudulent kilometer claim. When we got to court before a magistrate, the magistrate asked the prosecutor, "Why did you charge this man?" The prosecutor says, into the court record, the records are there with the voices of the prosecutor saying what I'm saying that I know there was no case, but I was instructed to put the matter on the court roll. Now, Chair and members, this took me almost 7 years to fight this thing to return back to the police, having been dismissed for crime I did not commit, which is the similar situation I'm facing now.
Sorry, General. So just following that sequence of your employment, so the time lapse between your employment with SAPS and then your subsequent re-employment on the 1st of July, when you returned as the component head of organized crime. Prior to that, you were employed by the city of Joburg.
That's correct, Chair.
That period of employment, was that following the charges and the finding of guilty from Major General Ntlameza, the charges he brought against you?
That is correct, Chair.
So and your employment at the city of Joburg, some would describe it as your departure there somewhat controversial.
May I respond, Chair?
Yes.
The employment at the city of Chair and members, you will remember that I challenged my dismissal all the way. from the start, after the suspension, the judges in all the courts that ruled in this matter, they ruled in my favor to an extent that General Ntlhameza was, the judge said that he's a dishonest person who lacks honor and integrity. And as a result of that, the Helen Suzman Foundation and the Freedom Under Law, they took the matter to court for General Ntlhameza to be released. So now, but the fact is I was already fired. I had to follow the labor law, the labor relations process, and which took quite some time. Now, I have won the cases, and now I was at home. I was looking for a job, and an opportunity came from the city of Joburg. I applied like many others, and then I was employed by the city of Joburg. Now, I was employed daylight on a national television, approved by the council of the city of Joburg, and I participated like any other normal employee. I accounted before the committees, all the oversight bodies. So there is no any other environment that is actually regulated more than like the city. The systems put in place, everything that gets approved by the council. I was appointed officially so, and even when that was challenged, it was investigated by the public protector. I was cleared by the public protector. We've got the public protector report that I can refer to. Sure, you will help me here. Was the way we pegged my. We've got the public protector report in the bundle, Chair. I will just.
No, it's not there, but it's
Yeah.
fine. So you were appointed by the city of Joburg, but you had also left there.
I left.
Well, what was the circumstances of your departure there?
Because of the fact that I joined the police when I was 20 years, and today I'm 57 years. So I grew up in the police. My job is that of the police. I was there because I had no job at that point in time. But the moment the labor court appeal gave me the result that says you are being reinstated with effect from the 1st of July, I went back to the South African Police.
Oh, okay. So that explains your reemployment. It wasn't even a reemployment with SAPS. It was a reinstatement.
Reinstatement, as if I never left.
So the labor court found that you had been unfairly dismissed, unfairly treated.
Unfairly and substantially and procedurally dismissed.
And the primary remedy for the labor court in cases of unfair dismissal is always reinstatement.
It's reinstatement, and I was supposed to actually be paid for the difference for the whole 5 years, 6 years I was out. But because I was already employed, it cannot be, because it's being looked at as double dipping. Yeah. So the court said, no, we'll only reimburse you for the period you were unemployed. But for this other one, you were already employed, so we can't pay you since then.
So your reinstatement at SAPS on 1 July 2022 into the role of component head of organized crime in the rank of Major General, was that equivalent to the role you had occupied at the time of your dismissal?
Yes, I was a Major General, and when I was reinstated, there was already a Major General appointed at the DPCI, and then I felt that I really don't need to fight for a position and say I was the head of the DPCI. I can be deployed anywhere in the South African Police Service, and that is what I said to the management, that I'm just happy to be here, to be back, and I can be deployed. And then I was deployed at head office as a component head responsible for organized crime.
And then just about a year later, so that was quite quick, you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant General, the rank you hold now.
Yes.
And you were appointed as the Deputy National Commissioner for Crime Detection.
Detection.
Who appointed you?
The National Commissioner.
And just describe briefly what is the role, function of the Deputy National Commissioner for Crime Detection, and which other sections or divisions fall under you in that role?
Chair, in short, let me start here to say that it was not within a very short space of time. Remember, it was a reinstatement since I became a general in 2010. Stretches up until 2023, which is how many years? From 2010 to 2023.
13 years.
I was a general, major general. That's when I got promoted to. So it's quite a number of years. And my job is as a Deputy National Commissioner, in short, is to provide executive direction on crime detection matters within the SAPS. And my functions include to ensure the strategic direction on the effective investigation of crime on all levels of intelligence service for the South African Police Service. I also ensure the strategic direction with regards to the investigation of crime as set out in the South African Police Service Act 1995, inclusive of the application of forensic science and maintenance of criminal records on all criminal justice systems. I ensure strategic direction with regards to the investigation of crime within the detectives.
So you have oversight over specialized investigative divisions, the forensic services, and all intelligence-led policing initiatives.
That is correct, Chair and members. I had two divisions reporting to me, which is detective forensics and crime intelligence. Under the detective forensics, you will have your components. And the components that you will have your family violence, child protection, and sexual offenses. You will also have component that deals with crime investigation service. You will also have a serious and violent crime investigation. You will have your organized crime investigation. You have your criminal records and crime scene management. You also have forensic science laboratory and quality management, as well as commercial crime. Now, when it comes to crime intelligence, you have intelligence collection services. You also have intelligence analysis and coordination, operational intelligence support, counter and security intelligence. Now, this is the structure that I had when I was leading the as a Deputy National Commissioner. However, there's a new structure that has been approved that changes crime intelligence to report to the National Commissioner, and that separates detective and forensics. In others, you have detectives, Divisional Commissioner, and you also have forensic science laboratory as another division. So you still have two divisions. The two divisions that were clubbed together, detectives and forensic, there now is detectives and there's also forensics. Intelligence reporting to the National Commissioner.